This is about actually changing your life. This is about getting that job that you want, moving to the place that you want, attracting the right people into your life. That's what this is about. This is much bigger. So therefore, take this video as a little journal. Speaking positive things into existence. Speaking the things that you really want in your life into existence. Speaking the things that you want to change in your life into existence. Not just wanting them. To want something is the wrong vibration. It's not really setting you up for getting them. It's sort of like chasing it. So it's like a guy chasing you. Do you want guys chasing you? Do you want girls chasing you? No, you're gonna pull away, right? So wanting is always the wrong vibration. And I just wanted to talk about this because it's just something that's always been like on my mind, and I've been consuming a lot of content that kind of addresses this in all different types and manners. And you can come the spiritual route, you can come you can address this from so many angles, and it just comes down to the same thing. I feel like growing up is like we are used to this of wanting things, like wanting things from the people that take care of us, right? Wanting things from our parents. It's like, what do you want to have for Christmas, right? Write down your wish list of the things that you want to have, and then you're actually getting them, right? It's just not like life. And I never realized that it's bad to want things until, I kind of realized that. Rewiring your brain. How come that there's so many talented people, like so many people I know that they don't lack the talent. They don't lack the mindset of working hard. But still, it's like life is not changing, right? And it's because it is really, really hard sometimes to rewire your brain and actually do the right things that will lead to the change, right? And those might not be things you can actually see. They might be working on your past. That can be so many things, but one of those things is like being in the vibration of just being and not wanting. So I wrote a few notes here a while ago. I didn't have time to film videos actually. This is just about speaking positive things into existence. And at first, unless this is something the people around you are doing, it seems very strange to speak in the present tense. I think it's almost like cringe. It seems just really not familiar because we are used to this frequency of wanting things. We are used to speaking with a lot of maybes, ifs, and buts, and all these filler words in general. And then we're also used to saying, oh, if this was like that, if I was like this, if life was like that, we're speaking in the anything but the present tense. We're making sure that we're picking up on everything that could happen on the way and making sure that we're not speaking in the present tense, right? Because it's like we don't want to come off as delusional. So I want this, but the list is long after the but. So anyway, shout out to everyone who is actually crazy enough to flip that frequency into actually being. I like to really challenge myself, like also in these notebooks for myself sometimes, to write down things that don't necessarily feel comfortable. It doesn't have to be good, but you can write something down every single day. And that's one of those things. Like when I started watching a couple of those videos about, manifesting, like being in the frequency of just being, it just seemed so weird. But I still wrote it down, right? Because that's the first step. And slowly I think I'm getting closer to feeling it and actually like embodying that type of energy. Like I can imagine that I can embody that energy. So it's like, it's a process, right? It's not just gonna happen. But it's absolutely crazy because I made a couple videos addressing this, and I think the first one was don't chase, attract. And I was so far from this concept, and now I have grown a lot just looking back at my old video. And that's because my channel is sort of like a journal, right? So we are slaves to wanting things. Yeah, we are. It's almost like, the media and everything, right? I mean, we go shop groceries and we want things, and we look around and we're being advertised things and we want more. And then we get a new car and our neighbor has a better one, so we want more. Like, have you ever been wondering if you ever traveled to a country where there's this obvious gap between poverty and wealthy people, but like it's so obvious that literally people living on the street and right next to them there's somebody who has 3 cars parked in the parking lot and they're getting their 4th car because they're just not happy. That's the definition of being in the frequency of wanting things. Now see, that doesn't get you anywhere. Actually, I think this is so messed up. Like, I don't understand how somebody can live like that, but apparently that's just, it gets normal to them. I don't know, it's normal to them, so nothing wrong, right? I mean, that's an example of being in the frequency of wanting. You're just never going to be happy, and that's why material things are not the way to go. Now, that's something, at least I, for myself, have figured it out, so I want to shoot quite a lot more videos about that topic, because I think, like, it might be helpful. But what we're talking about today is speaking positive things into existence in your life, right? This is not just about not having material things, be on the wish list. This is not about that. This is about actually changing your life. This is about getting that job that you want, moving to the place that you want, attracting the right people into your life. Like, if you want to be in a relationship, you're attracting the right people, not the toxic ones again, not the same type of people from the past that you struggled with getting over with, and then you cut them off, but you don't want to attract those same people, right? So this is simply about shifting your life the way that you always wanted to. Well, here it is again, the word want, right? But it's like, that's what this is about. This is much bigger. So therefore, take this video as a little journal, because that's where we at. And talking about it is like always helping out to get yourself, like, one step closer to actually being. And if you've watched these videos that say like, these videos is like everyone says it their own way. So sometimes things resonate with you and sometimes they don't. So on purpose, I don't come on here and be like, abundance, I am love, I am attracting money in my life, I am, like, those things is really right to say that out, but it didn't really help me at first watching those videos, because it's like, hey, yeah, I don't know, man, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people out there are just it's not gonna click with them. But essentially what all these things have in common is the frequency of being, in the state of being. Because truthfully, a couple times in my life I manifested things, and I just know that it has only happened because I knew it was going to happen. Like, I was in the frequency of being already, because I knew that thing, that's the only way and it will happen. Like, that's how I manifested things, not with wanting. No. Like, I just knew this is the only way, there's no other way, and this is how it will be and is. Not will be, actually is. And that got me thinking, you can do this with everything in your life, and you can literally have that change be yours. Like, that change is yours already. Like, imagine you already right now living that life that you want. It might not even be crazy, but don't, it's like not putting your goal on a pedestal. Your goal is already inside of you. Like, you have already achieved whatever it is that you want. It's like you get up in the morning and you are living that life that you actually want. That's the frequency of being. No, like, you can take it step by step, right? You don't have to be so delusional and think crazy things. Like, I think most of us don't even really what truly makes us happy will not be so crazy. Like, you're not gonna fly to the moon and build a mansion there with 10,000 cars. And if you could do that, it would not be the right thing that's gonna make you happy in the end. So please pick a better goal. Yeah, truthfully, people want things they shouldn't even want, so whatever that means. But I'm talking about things that will change your life for the better, right? Like making that move to a different place, getting out of your everyday life that is not quite good for you, getting that new job, starting that new hobby. It doesn't have to be so big, like it doesn't have to be anything big like that, but it's literally like, I think we are just so trained to wanting things that the frequency of being is so foreign to us. And like I said, this is not about talent. This is not about being intelligent. No, it is not, because I see like people who are mad talented, who are intelligent, who have it all, and they still can't make it out of that wanting space, out of that, oh, this might happen, but it's not happening. And you just snap back to always, and things go wrong, and it's like a cycle you're trapped in. You're just not getting out of it. And right now I feel like, hey, it's really about that. It's about slow down your thoughts, breathe, take time for yourself, know that, like, get to know what actually makes you happy, what you actually want, like what makes sense, right? Now we're talking about wanting things. All right, now you know what you want, and then you live it. You actually are that person already in a different reality. Like, I was trying to find better words to put it, because talking about that you already exist in that version, like that version that you can imagine is already existing in a different reality. You just need to snap to that one. Makes a lot of sense for me, but I think it's a little bit abstract to explain it like that. But it's true. The things that truly make us happy, those changes. Maybe you just want to start something. You want to move away. It is not something that's impossible. Like, it is literally something deep down that this can be your life. So make it your life. Make it your life, all right? And yeah, as always, it's a process of learning. The first video I took about this was a little less than a year ago. I think I posted that in October last year. And I've made some progress, a lot of progress actually, because I didn't even know what I was talking about then. So now I'm like, yeah, I can grasp that now, especially if you have done it. It can be something as little, I don't know. It's like, I sometimes feel like we are manifesting our fears. Because if you have a fear, let's say you're scared of driving a car, and you're always like, oh, something will happen. You know something will actually happen, because you are speaking that into existence. That's how I feel about it with fears. I don't know why it's easier for the fears to happen sometimes, but when you say like, oh, now you said it out loud, now it's going to happen. Sometimes it's like, oh, you shouldn't say that out loud, because you're actually speaking it into existence, right? If you say, oh, I will lose my bag, and then you're losing it because something broke, maybe your bag is broken, and then you're actually losing it because you said it. That's like you spoke it into existence, right? That's why people say, oh, I shouldn't have said it. At least people here do that. I don't know, but that's that. So it's not gonna happen overnight that you shift from wanting things into being in that state. It's not going to happen overnight. So you have to be gracious with yourself, like be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself, and journaling helps. My type of journaling also helps, the wild type, because I write whatever I want to write, and sometimes I just read 2 pages in a book and I I write down something from that. I watch a YouTube video. I write down things from the video, you know. I write poetry, whatever comes to mind, you know. And I'm really, really easy on me with that because I know I'm just doing it for myself. Actually, I'm just doing it for myself because I will feel better after it, and that's that. And then I share it because somebody else might, you know, take something from it. But that's that. So be easy on you. When you're writing down these things, like, and the funny thing is, if you step out of your comfort zone, if it's weird to step into the frequency of being at first, it's like, hey, still you can do it. Just write it down. You come back to it in 2 weeks. You write something similar, you know. It will turn into your reality and it will get easier. That's at least my way. So much about speaking positive things into existence. It's really like that. It's really like deep down, when you put your goal on a pedestal, it's like you're making the thing that you really want, you're giving it so much attention, and it almost makes it impossible to reach, you know? And then for somebody else, this same thing that you really, really want to achieve, like it's number one, right? Number one on your list of things that you want to have in your life. For somebody else, this might be something, oh, it's not really that important, but that would be cool to have it, right? Now guess who will be there first? You, who is constantly chasing it, wanting it, putting it on a pedestal, or the other person who is like easygoing, you know, I'm going this way, but hey, let me pick up this little thing on the side. It's more like being in the frequency of being, because this other person is like, hey, easily, I'll just try this out. If it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't really matter. But they're gonna go all the way to just, you know, being there and taking it. So that's like the concept I've been having in my head. I just want to address that because it's really true. It's really true. Let's I don't know if that's a good example. I can just talk about photography. Like the time I used to work at a photo studio was like, I thought it was so hard to find jobs as a photographer, right? But that was something I was thinking I should could do that for a living, right? But it's so hard. That's how I felt about it. Then later on, I got different jobs, life happened, I moved away, whatever. All type of things happened, and suddenly I realized, suddenly I was offered a job in like photography. Actually, they came out of nowhere. I didn't even care anymore at that point, because my goals have shifted to in a complete different direction, still creative, but I didn't care. And I was just like, hey, if I wanted to do photography, I kind of see the way now, because like I would get all this type of equipment and the jobs are there. So it's like I did no longer put my goal on a pedestal and the jobs are suddenly there. Like it's weird, right? And I don't care no more. That's another one. Because now, I don't know, as a mother, it's like, hey, it's not like I can go and shoot somewhere for 2 days, right? But I'm sure I can get the job, right? Like that's the mindset shift. And I feel like if you can go through this concept and apply to life, you're gonna be a lot closer to reaching your actual goals and living a much better life and going through difficult situations and just coping with everything a lot easier. And it helps. Recording yourself helps too, because like I already said what I want. I already said wanting things so many times in this video where I caught myself like, hey, this is helping me out, maybe somebody else too. I'm just, shooting these videos for my older self. Like anything that I think could help her out might help out somebody else. So that's what we're talking about. So that's today's video. If you have any thoughts about this topic, leave them down in the comments. Anything else you want to share, leave it down in the comments, whatever. It could always be worse. Always remember that somebody out there is is dreaming to live the life that you are living, and no matter if your car broke down for the third time, is still not as bad as somebody who doesn't have a car and is sleeping on the street, right? So I'm just saying it out. Anyway, take care and know that you're loved. You are doing the right thing. You're watching this video, so that's already like some, like you're already like working on yourself. That's amazing. Be kind to yourself. Enjoy your day and make sure that you pick up that pen and write your own story. Don't let nobody take that pen from you. You know what's best for you, all right? It really comes from the heart today. So take care and see you in the next video. Then I might record a couple more because, hey, I'm supposed to stay here. I'm not supposed to go out, and that's all right. Peace.